Good morning, good evening, good night. Whenever you guys are watching this channel, please subscribe. I know if you guys watch my channel and you know me, I'm gonna get straight to the point. If I'm doing how-to videos, I go straight to it. I ain't got time to tell you to go here and buy that. I know when you want to fix something, you want to just get it done right away. But I would like to have a discussion about this vaccine, the COVID vaccine, and this Moderna, Pfizer, and natural immunity. You know, like my wife, she's heading to the Bahamas, her and a few friends, and they purchased these tickets probably about 2-3 months ago. But now they're requiring them to have the vaccine passport, or if you've been vaccinated, you can upload your documents to get into the Bahamas. But if you haven't been vaccinated, you have to take a COVID test within 5 days to go to the Bahamas. And once you come back, everybody have to take a COVID test. Regardless if you had the vaccination or not, you still have to take the COVID test to get back into the United States. And these things change daily. You know, and I've been watching this doctor talking about the passport, vaccine passport. Me personally, I think it's not right. You know, because I'm gonna let you listen to what this doctor say right here. Instead of them calling it a vaccine passport, maybe they should call it an immunity passport.
So let's talk about a different word. Instead of vaccine passport, maybe we should use the word immunity passport. I think that's more descriptive. It's a better word, and it's more logical. Well, why that's so important is people are talking about you having this to travel, to go to work, your social, whether you go to restaurants, your school situation. It has a potential to affect every aspect of our life. And also take a deep breath and not judge people. You know, let's not be shaming people. Let's think about this logically and make some important decisions.
Because he discussed stuff that they did research in Israel and other countries, that the people who have the natural immunity, if you have tested positive for COVID, you have some kind of immunity to it. So they've done tests that's saying that if you had COVID before and you had the vaccine, also they compared the two, and it's pretty similar. You have like a 80-something% chance of not getting COVID again if you had the immunity to it or have immunities. I go monthly and get mine checked.
Some hot topics, just off the press. June 9th, I want to share this article, this research article from the Cleveland Clinic. And this addresses natural immunity. And remember, natural immunity is what your body makes when it's exposed to the virus or any foreign substance.
All right, this was very interesting to me. This is stuff you don't see on the news. It's from June the 8th, 2021. It's a no point vaccinating those who have had COVID-19, Cleveland Clinic study suggests. And I'm going to paraphrase some of this stuff. I'm going to leave the link in the description below, but it's very interesting. It says scientists from the Cleveland Clinic, USA, have recently evaluated the effectiveness of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, vaccination among individuals with or without a history of severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2 SARS, COVID-2 infection. The study findings reveal that individuals with previous SARS-CoV-2 infection do not get additional benefits from being vaccinated, indicating that the COVID-19 vaccine should be prioritized to individuals without prior infections. The study is currently available on this link right here. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in the description below. So basically they're saying it doesn't benefit a person if they already had COVID to get this vaccine. But they actually did studies. Go on and skip through some of this. Let's go to the studies. The study design. You say the study was conducted on 52,238 employees in the Cleveland Clinic. A positive RT-PCR test was considered to be defined SARS-CoV-2 infection. The participants received 2 doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines at an intervals of 28 days. The participants were considered vaccinated after 14 days of receiving the second vaccine dose. Similar as participants who tested positive for SARS-CoV-2 at least 42 days before the vaccination initiation was considered previously infected.
Important observations. Of all enrolled participants, 5% had previous SARS-CoV-2 infection. Compared to 59% of non-infected participants, only 47% of previously infected participants were vaccinated by the end of the study. About 63% of all vaccinated participants received the Moderna vaccine. The analysis of cumulative COVID-19 incidents revealed that during the course of the study, SARS-CoV-2 infection occurred almost exclusively in participants who were not previously infected and were not vaccinated. Interestingly, no significant difference in COVID-19 incidence was observed between previously infected and currently unvaccinated participants, previously infected and currently vaccinated participants, and previously uninfected and currently vaccinated participants. The participants from these three groups exhibited a significantly lower incidence of SARS-CoV-2 infection compared to previously uninfected and currently unvaccinated participants. Specifically, of all infections during the study period, 99.3% occurred in participants who were not infected previously and remained unvaccinated. In contrast, only 0.7% of infections occurred in participants who were not previously infected but were currently vaccinated. Importantly, not a single incidence of SARS-CoV-2 infection was observed in previously infected participants with or without vaccination.
If you didn't quite understand what the computer said, I'm going to read this to you. It said, importantly, not a single incident of SARS-CoV-2 infection was observed in previously infected participants with or without vaccination, period. And it could go on and on. It's a lot of more stuff, but I won't read it all to you. I'll put the link to it. But basically what they're saying, and they highlighted it in bold, it says no point vaccinating those who've had COVID-19. Cleveland Clinic study suggests.
A study from Israel that was done looked at 6 million people. They studied the people that had been infected with the virus. They studied people that had been vaccinated against the virus. And their conclusions thus far, they concluded that the chance of getting infected bad a first time or reinfected after you've been infected were about the same. So in this study so far, there was really no benefit, which bodes the question, well, there's risk of the vaccine, there's risk of being infected. But if you think about being infected and having natural immunity, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Me personally, I would rather have natural immunity if my body could make it through it than vaccine immunity. But the risk and benefits of each type of immunization must be considered.
If you've heard my story, I don't know, because YouTube sometimes delete a lot of videos that they think that are controversial. But I did test positive for COVID on February the 1st, 2021. And if you know me, and the only reason I got tested because my wife had to go in. She was having little problems with breathing. She had a cough, and when they did her test, they told her that she had COVID. So I went on and got a test that same day. I think it was on a Sunday. And I did the rapid test, and it came back positive. So you know me, I'm kind of controversial. Hey, I don't believe the first test, so I went and took another test the next day, and it was positive. So I waited a couple of more days, and I went and took it again, and it was still positive. So I was positive 3 times. But we went through the quarantine stage, and we did have some of the symptoms. I know my wife had more symptoms than me. Since I've had it now, my mind is convinced. I said I got it. I did lose the smell, and I also had a little fever for about 3 hours, because we was doing stuff in excess, and we was testing I was testing my temperature probably every hour. We had the oxygen monitor. I documented everything, but I did have some of those side effects, but it wasn't bad. But about maybe 7 to 10 days after, Well, after we finished the quarantine, I think it was around February the 15th, we went and got tested again, and both of us was negative after that. So now every month or so, I go and get a little blood test, which is probably not a good test, but it do say I have antibodies for this COVID. So I do have antibodies in my blood, and I asked my doctor, should I take the vaccine? He won't give me a straight answer because I guess they're told to tell everybody to take it. But if you listen to this guy right here, he's going to explain to you, you know, the natural immunities. They call it herd immunities. A lot of people are asymptomatic, and they may have already had COVID and don't even know it. So the only reason you're going to know it, only way you're going to know it, unless you go and get tested. But check out some of this stuff that he's saying, and I would like to hear some of your comments if anybody have had COVID or had the vaccine and what you think about it. I know this new Delta is out there, and a lot of people that have had the vaccine are coming up with COVID.
Senator Lindsey Graham saying in the last hour that he has COVID-19, even though he got the vaccine, and now he has to quarantine, putting the fate of the bipartisan infrastructure package on shakier ground without that one critical Republican vote. Graham saying in a statement this: I started having flu-like symptoms Saturday night and went to the doctor this morning. I feel like I have a sinus infection, and at present time I have mild symptoms. I will be quarantining for 10 days.
But it's not affecting them that much. You know, they may have a little cough, or I don't even know if they would have a fever because they've had a vaccine. And since I have the natural immunity, I don't know if I've had it again or not, because maybe my natural immunity fights it off so fast. But I don't know. Instead of calling this thing a vaccine passport, maybe it should be an immunity passport. And leave comments below. And like I said again, subscribe to my channel and get a lot of good information on how to do things, how to set your thermostat, how to cook collard greens, how to do a lot of different things, turkey legs. I just have fun. We have fun on our channel. We're not gonna let this virus slow us down too much. I know they probably end up shutting a lot of stuff down again, but since it's been shut down, a lot of people have gained a lot of weight. We need to get in the gym and start exercising. I know I do. So I know I need to take care of myself a little bit better, even though I may have the natural immunities and I get tested, but I still need to get in the gym or go walking and get some exercise. Don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on your notifications, and share this video. Also leave comments. Thanks for watching Welding and Stuff.